All right, guys, welcome to Spurs Vision TV. I just put that picture out there for a while, right, for you guys to see, right? That I think about nearly 20 years ago. That's a picture of Levy, right? That's a picture of Levy, and of course, let me bring on another guest. Hi, Money. Yeah. Now you can see this picture, right, guys? Take a look at this, right? The guy with the head cut off, we don't care about him. I don't know who the hell he is, but the guy in the center there, that is Daniel Levy, and the guy standing next to him, where you can see his face. I think in our picture he'll be on our right. Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, it's on YouTube. It's very confusing. Right, yeah, right. Is okay. Left. Is he there? There. Yeah, that guy. That's Arthur. Arthur. Arthur's a good friend of mine. He usually joins the show. Arthur had dinner with him about 20 over years ago, and Daniel Levy liked directly in his face, right? He promised Arthur that he would bring back glory to the club and blah blah blah. And let's see where we are now, right? Sitting 15th, right, in the league. 15 in the league, right? I said this earlier too, right? It reminded me of the 90s, right? And to tell the truth, guys, I've been harping that, we are in the relegation battle. I said that about 2 weeks ago. I said that our team doesn't look good ever since the first 10 games, right? And it was like the PR having a stunt. And how would you say, right? We got our Tottenham back. And when he said that we got our Tottenham back, I went on frigging rampage about saying that I didn't want this Tottenham because this Tottenham hasn't won frigging anything in 16 years, have not won the league in 60 over years. I don't want that Tottenham. I thought Levy would bring me a new Tottenham, but it's already 20 over years and nothing much has changed. I don't know whether it's the fans who are too accepting or we are, how would you say, right, not ambitious enough. I'm not saying all of us, but most of us. That's why for the past 4 years, right, I've been on the Levy out bandwagon trying to fight this battle. I kept banging on the drum. I never stopped, right? Even when all this was going on, I was saying, and just a deflection and a distraction, right, for Daniel Levy, right, and his nefarious ways, right, guys. I don't say on YouTube and all that, but there's something going on behind the scenes, right? Everyone's asking why hasn't Levy pulled the trigger? He has done it for less. He has done it even when it was the weirdest kind of scenario. He sacked the manager, right? I don't want to swear. Is it 10 minutes yet? No, it's 3 minutes. Okay, hold on, guys. He sacks the manager 5 days before cup final, right? We are now sitting 15 in the league. Guys, 2 months ago, right, I went red in mind. I said that we're heading for relegation, but I've seen this regression, right, going on for such a long, not a long time, right? I saw it happen from after 10 games. We just went backwards and backwards and backwards. The other thing is that I said no normal human being, right, will be able to sustain this kind of, how we call, intensity, right, and work rate. Work rate, that's the word. Work rate, right? Running up and down the pitch like headless chickens for 90 over minutes. No human being can do that, right? And especially not in the Premier League, because the Premier League is the creme de la creme, right? And Ange has done it in the lower leagues. To tell the truth, how many leagues has he been? He won things with Celtic, of course. Guys, Brendan Rodgers is winning at Celtic, right? So we know the standards, right? Not to say we want to say that Celtic's a shit league or anything like that, but it is what it is, right? So now our injury problems, when it comes to that. I foretold the injury problems, right, long time ago, right, because nobody can sustain this time. And it's been going back and forth. Now the thing is that we didn't rotate our squad. Now we are rotating our injuries. Simple as that, all right? And why hasn't he been sacked? Right? Why hasn't he been sacked? Right. Big up, Ravi. Big up. Right, Ravi. If you want to hop on, I can throw you the link too. Right. I think we're in the same group chat, Ravi. Right. It'll be good. Ravi, I'm not mistaken. Mani, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Eugene. Salamat datang as always. And I've left a couple of messages in your chat, but without further ado, I'd like to say that I hope you and your friends and everyone in the chat and everyone in Malaysia enjoyed the Chinese New Year festivities. Xinyan Kuai to all of you.
Shit. See, I'm so, I don't know what to say now, right? Hold on, let me put down the volume down on this side. Right, guys. Guys. Happy Chinese New Year, Happy Lunar New Year to all you guys who are celebrating out there around in the world, right? Chinese people and Asian people who follow the lunar calendar, right, is celebrating today.
And
not
listen,
today.
I'm going to have to drop out, and drop back in. I'll be
okay,
back.
no problem.
Give me a couple of seconds.
I'll be back. Right. Let me see. Big up Ravi. Mani's here. Mani's coming back in. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even going to talk too much. I don't know. I'll watch the game and we'll have chat and all that. Right. But where was I, Mani? Where was I? I was talking about what? Injuries, right? Injuries. Now we're rotating our injuries. And the injuries has become an excuse not to sack Edge. That's maybe one. Right. He's got an excuse there. Right? We have to be honest, right? With injuries like that, with any team, right, would have devastating effects. But the thing is that we know we got injuries, but right, why do you think Ange finds it? Okay, Rabi, I've got a very good theory about this, right? Why Ange doesn't change? Because he doesn't know how to. It's logical, right? He doesn't know how to. Right, let me bring it back in. Mani. Okay, Mani, more stable now, the link?
A little bit stable, and you should know by now, Eugene, that whenever I'm on my mobile phone, it sometimes happens that there'll be some, glitch in the audio, and I can't hear you. But last time I was on your stream, it happened once, but it didn't happen again. So I'm hoping, touch wood, it's a repeat of that. And the team's already out at the Tottenham Stadium right now as we speak. I'm sure you've got the lineups already, and
yeah, who's playing. I don't care.
Really sorry.
Right, because
yeah,
I'm doing this watch, guys. I'm doing this watch along, right? It's partly to rant about what's going on. Oh yeah, and guys, do you know, right, Mani? I'm not sure you've been following the Spurs YouTube fandom or community and all that, right? All of a sudden, right, all the big channels, right, hopped on to the Levy out train. Woohoo!
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Not all yet. Chris Cowlin hasn't jumped on board yet, but Ricky Sachs from Last Word of Spurs, he wants to he wants to talk to someone that can give him a structural way of demonstration or protest or blah 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 without making it difficult for families who are bringing the children out there, so the children won't see the ugliness. My God, if the children don't see the ugliness, right, then the children will know how shit our club is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
the more
all these kind of things, I don't know whether to trust them or not to trust them. Right? Hey, man, you should know, man. I've been banging this Levy out drum since forever. Big up, Miss Mel. Big up, Miss Mel. Right? Maybe I'll bring on all the Arsenal fans and help and do a show today, right, about Levy out. Right? Miss Mel, if you're free, right? If you're free, if you want a link, I'll send it to you, right? And maybe at the same time we can plan something for. Oh yeah, Steven. Guys, it's February, right? So yeah, we're in the man. Yeah, thanks, Miss Mel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, listen, Eugene, just remember that she's in Toronto, of course, and I think she's obviously working. So you can't expect her to.
Most probably she's on her lunch break now. That's why, Miss Mel. Yeah.
I'm sure she'll stream on playback. But if I can say something as well, all of the stuff that you were saying, and let me start by saying I'm sorry about the Leicester reverse. Maybe if I'd stayed in the chat and not shopping, I would have charmed you of sorts. I don't know. But look, everything that you've said about Levy saying that we've got our Tottenham back after these results. You have a point. You can't say that you've got your club back until you actually start winning something. And one of the things I say is that.
Bunny, it's a sad thing, right? Our club, right, has not won anything in so long. 16 years since the Carabao Cup, 3 years since the league, right? Title. So why would you want this kind of Tottenham, right? If you're a Tottenham fan, right, you must learn to have an ambition to win things first, right? If not, right, then
I agree. And listen, look, you built the state-of-the-art which hosts all of these, international stars. And it almost seems to me as if Levy is trying to look for income away from football, which may not necessarily be a bad thing, but you can't just lose sight of the main reason why you club in the first place and why you're in charge. It's Tottenham Football
Manny,
Club.
I've got to, okay, Manny, I'm going to correct you one thing, right? We have built a stadium, right, and have no international stars. Maybe just one, Son Heung-min. He's international, right? That's sort of a
No,
star.
I'm not talking about the footballers. I'm talking about the performing.
Manny, that's true. You're talking about 50 cents. You're talking about Rolling Stones, right? You're talking about a boxing match. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And if you recall, one of 50 Cent's most famous albums was the one called Get Rich or Die Trying. I think it's fair to say that Levy's more focused on getting rich, and he's prepared to die from the wrath of the Spurs fans in order to do that. But all joking aside, listen, you take a look at our Arsenal. I mean, for all of the divide that's between us, we have so many similar qualities. You talk about Stan Kroenke, who made it clear that he didn't buy his stake in Arsenal because he wanted to win trophies. And listen, I'm going to have to say what I want to say and then drop out and then come back because I think there's a queue. But I will say this. When you have a chairman also who has made it crystal clear explicitly that he didn't want to win trophies, that pretty much says it all. I despise these owners who see it fit to run a football club as if it's nothing more than a glorified hedge fund or something like that. And when you take a look at the success that Kroenke enjoys with his American sports, why isn't he willing to, spread his portfolio in a financial sense even wider, his sporting success portfolio, as it were? And that's what really gets many of our goats. When we got Arteta, I was, not really keen on him after Emery got sacked. I wanted someone like Carlo Ancelotti, who ironically went the other way to Everton, when, in a perfect world, it would be the other way around. Arteta would go back to his club and, we'd have the serial winner. When Arteta won the FA Cup, I was willing to back him. But since then, we just haven't really shown very much to, convince us that we can go over the line. And I also remember very well how a couple of your mates, I think it was the Hotspur Hood, Dan, and another chap, I don't quite remember, came on the stream and saw it fit to sort of ambush me and not let me land, saying that I should be happy to have Arteta managing the team. But, we still haven't won anything. And in that first full season where we failed to secure European football, I wanted him gone. The next season, we lost out to you for Champions League football when Conte took over halfway through the season. I wanted him gone then. Now, finishing second in consecutive seasons is not small potatoes. I will grant you that. But then, given that we've, won things a little bit more recently than you have, and obviously have made ourselves, known for winning things, shouldn't we also have want to have any kind of an ambition? And this season, mind you, after that disgraceful FA Cup defeat, and bear in mind that you've gone further in the FA Cup than we have, many Arsenal fans who had momentarily shifted over to becoming Arteta have made it clear that they don't trust him either. So we're not just angry with Arteta, we're also angry with Kroenke. But to be fair, Kroenke has at least invested some money. But until and unless we actually show that we are capable of winning something and actually getting over the line and not merely, competing and increasing the vibes and so forth, we're going to continue to blame both Arteta and Kroenke. Edu's, jumped ship, one who flew over the cuckoo's nest, as it were. But the problems will still remain. So whatever you're feeling with Levy and now with Ange, I completely understand. For what it's worth, Ange does have you lot performing well in the cup competitions. You are half the League Cup final. You've beaten Spurs in the first leg. We lost at home to Newcastle. God help us at St. James's Park. And then even here, we've qualified for the next stage of the Champions League with a bye. And you are also in a good position to do that, although 5 minutes in, it's still goalless. But we still have our own issues, and you have yours too. And at least with Ange, you need to consider that he's been at Spurs a lot less a lot less than Arteta has. It's his second full season with us. Arteta's had now 5 full seasons and a half season, but after that FA Cup, which he won with Emery's team, he's done nothing. He's absolutely done nothing. And the blame doesn't fall just on Arteta, it falls on the Cronkies as well. So we have very similar issues. But you and I both agree that Levy has been nothing more than a parasite. And you do wonder if he doesn't really care at all. And Postecoglou, with the run of games that you've had where you've lost, he can't be absolved of blame either. Because I'm not going to be a hypocrite and criticize Arteta for his refusal to be tactically flexible and give Ange a free pass, because Ange has had more experience. He's also managed Australia in a World Cup, for heaven's sake. So, as a manager, I'm sorry, with your experience, it's also inexcusable. You can't live and die on the sword of playing this high-tempo football and expect your players not to expect your players to avoid injuries. And now, as I speak, Richarlison has just gone down. He's clutching his left ankle. He's just come back into the team, and you can't afford to lose him. So, poor challenge, though. I think Spurs have a free kick, and he's up.
Before you go, right,
everything that you're talking about, I completely understand. And in as much as I am required not to want to see you prosper, I would see Daniel Levy leave. But you're going to have to make sure you kick your protests up to the next level. I suppose. I remember you said you didn't care if you won or lost tonight. Because maybe you would have done enough to secure passage to the last 16 with a bye, avoiding the round of 32 playoffs. But you're going to need to make sure you have a statement win, so that people will at least, get off Ange's back, and he will also, not feel too much pressure. And now he has to make sure that he keeps his players fit and hopes that his first team has come back fit and in form. So hopefully, that's just my 2 pence on it. I'm just going to drop out and come back because now you can't hear me, and we'll talk a bit further.
I can't hear you. I can hear you, but you can't hear me, maybe. Okay, Mani will come back again. But Mani, the one thing is, I hope you're listening, right? You must understand, we are far off worse than you guys, right? Our wage structure is so bad, right? That's the quality you get, right? But before that, I need to do this. Everman, 恭喜發財，新年快樂 ，all right？ 今年蛇年啊，我唔知點樣講啦，有冇？我哋有個大蛇響上邊，錯字 K 字箍住我哋。呢啲嘢咧好難講啦，但係希望個杯啦，啱冇聽講有三點樣講啊 ？3 chances, yeah, nice. But yeah, happy New Year to Everman too. There's a bit of Cantonese to her. Hopefully she's listening. I'm not sure. Sorry guys, if you don't understand. I said something about Levy and he's a snake and he's strangling us. But only hope is the 3 cups still in, right? And let me bring on Mani. Can you hear me now, Mani?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right.
Sadly,
okay.
It will take a little bit of time for this thing to get resolved. But Spurs do have a corner now. That free kick.
No, but Mani, the thing is that, right? Whatever it is, right? You guys have a better wage structure than us, right? And you guys have bought some proper players. Maybe the manager is the problem, right? But at least the Cronkies are trying, in a sense or not. But for Daniel Levy, right, I believe, right, for his plan is not the football. The football is a tool to a means for him to gentrify Tottenham Hotspur and to become a property magnet in Tottenham. So that's all I can say, right? So
I agree.
At this moment in time, right, if the fans accept it and still want to, oh dear. All right. Archie Gray. Was it Ben Davis? Couldn't get to it. Davis.
It was Ben Davis. Ben Davis.
Yeah. That's why Everman is saying, right, hopefully we win a cup soon. Right, what? Yeah, hopefully we'll win a cup.
I would say, if Ange manages to win a cup, the best thing he can do is walk away as a winner. Don't make the same mistake that Arsene Wenger and Eric Ten Hag did. Yeah, and I did say it. But I did say it just briefly.
Okay.
Briefly, I'm saying these owners.
Yeah. But right, I did ask this question, right? What if we get relegated and win the Europa Cup and get into the Champions League, right? Will we be allowed to participate in that?
Of course, of course.
Wouldn't UEFA try to block it?
Absolutely not. Bear in mind that in 2011, Wigan shocked the world under Bobby Martinez by winning the FA Cup in the same season where they got relegated. But they were allowed to take part in Europe. Rules are rules. And there's also an interesting scenario. Let's say Spurs were to finish outside the Champions League places but go on to win their respective European trophies. We'd be in for a very interesting sequence of events. People talk about the quotient and how more teams could be added, but I'm not too sure that UEFA will be very keen on seeing 5 or 6, 8 or 7 English teams taking part in the Champions League next season. Believe you me.
How do you have 8? You can't have 8 teams playing Champions League. Maximum is 5. Right? Plus the
Yeah, the maximum is 5. There is 5. So it could very well be that if Aston Villa and Spurs win their respective European trophies, they might actually get in then at the expense of the teams that finish in 5th or even 4th. That could very well be the case. And
Yeah,
I really don't think we're going to get relegated. I mean, at one point, we were 15th too in Arteta's first full season. After that dreadful loss to Burnley, Granit Xhaka saw red for trying to...
But the way we've been playing in our form, right, and the injuries that keep happening, right, that is my point. Yes, and right? I foresaw this last season when to the end of last year. This has been even worse. Plus the injuries, because last season we played 1 game a week. This time we're playing 2 games a week, right? But I don't know, Arsenal. When Man City falters, you guys don't step up. It's like that season when Spurs, when Leicester won the league, Spurs were the actual next best team, and we couldn't cross the line, and Leicester did with Ranieri. You get what I'm saying, right? So, and it's like things like the owners won't bolster, right? The owners won't bolster, right? Even by saying we are playing well so far today, keeping the ball and passing well. Yeah, Eva, at least we're not losing the ball, right? This is one thing. Maybe Elfsborg is just giving us the possession, and let's see whether we lose the ball in their half of the field, right? Then it won't be so dangerous, because I'm always saying this: if we lose the ball further up, then it becomes a danger, right? But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you've got Archie Gray once again, more of a makeshift defender. It's not really desirable. Spurs have another corner.
Archie Gray, I've been saying, right? Archie Gray is 50 shades of grey. You know why? Because he's played in so many positions. You get what I'm saying? Across the back, how many times? Right? And I've been saying this, right? We come on, Money. We knew it last season that we needed another defensive cover in either a centre back or another left back or something like that, right? To help out. No, we didn't buy one. We bought a center midfielder and put him in defensive duties. That's all I can say. But that could be an experience for him to learn for next season, right? To be maybe a CDM or something. Right? That could be a plan. But the problem is now, Money. We had you're talking about, right? We had a team of 80% strength, right? Go to a non-league side, right? And not score against them. You get what I'm saying? That is how we call that draws a very clear picture of where we are at the moment, you see. And I don't understand why a lot don't want to accept it, but now they're accepting, right? Like I've been saying, right? The bigger channels are hopping on, right? Because like during the Wenger out days, right? That's how AFTV grew, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but please don't mention AFTV again, because those guys are quite frankly some of the biggest turncoats. And I'll tell you why. These are the same people willing to hound out the suave, urbane, successful Arsene Wenger, who, for all of his increasing faults, for how managerially senile he was getting, was still winning FA Cups. Now, we didn't move to Ashburton Grove, now the Emirates Stadium, to win FA Cups. We wanted to, give ourselves a better chance. Bear in mind that back in our Highbury days, I think we won the Intercities Fairs Cup and the European Cup Winners' Cup while reaching a few European finals. We haven't reached a single European final since moving to the Emirates. Our best we did was reaching the semi-finals of the 2011 Champions League. Everything was in, back at Highbury. And so our record over there has been absolutely poor. But as I've said, again, we also have similar situations where we're still trying to get a striker. We've somehow seen it fit to try to ask Emery to do us a bit of a favour for old time's sake by letting us have Ollie Watkins. And he's told us to go, do one, literally. And Aston Villa themselves will be forced to get rid of Johnny Duran, but that doesn't really help us one bit. We're still stuck with, our team that we have. And yes, we have signed a few proper players. I like Jurrien Timber. William Saliba's absolute quality, but Emery was the one who brought him to the club. Thomas Partey, was brought by Arteta. I still rate him, but I don't know if he has a long-term future. I think Declan Rice is certainly, still quality, but he's playing in the wrong position, and Arteta is completely mismanaging players. And Arteta has this nasty habit of playing players out of position, out of their better positions, and not really being able to exercise their potential. It is something that Emery was a past master at doing, and even now, when you take a look at what he's doing with Morgan Rogers, it's amazing, absolutely. So we're not really buying anyone who can, help us, get a bit further. We're still stuck with having to play some utter crap, and Kai Havertz now has really become a bête noire for many of us after that disgraceful FA Cup loss. And you mentioned going to Altrincham and not scoring, but listen, the FA Cup, you will know very well, being 8-time winners the last time in 1991, is well known for having these types of shock results. Non-league teams with nothing to lose coming up against the big boys, giving it all they've got, and the big boys more often than not just, not as often, but on occasions, just having an off day. You were saved by extra time, and also you were very lucky not to lose in normal time, I will grant you that. But then that's the FA Cup for you. What's a domestic cup competition like an FA Cup without a few shocks? For us, our loss to United was all the more disgraceful because we had them down to 10 men.
That's true.
We had a chance to take the lead with a penalty to go 2-1 ahead. It was saved. We couldn't score, and our penalty shootout was an absolute disgrace. So we, if anything, are only marginally better. And I am not ignoring the problems you've spoken about. And again, I don't know if I can hear you, but I will say this. I'm not, maintaining a deaf ear to what you're saying. I completely agree with you that there are issues with your team. And it was, of course, the responsibility of the manager, if he had any better sense, to try and, look to get some adequate cover, because he knew that you guys were going into Europe again. And now you guys were trying to challenge for, bigger things and playing more games a week. And so as much as we can definitely blame Postecoglou for his, tactical inflexibility and at times arrogance, bordering on arrogance, does Levy even care? Do the Cronkies care much? Well, at least the Cronkies are willing to provide Arteta the money. But also, Ange must have some input. Ange now has to sort of say, look, this is really unfair. And I think to his credit, he has done that. He's been crying out loud for a long time, saying that Levy has to bring in some players.
No, and, you can't hear me.
Yes, you can definitely blame him for, mismanaging his current squad. But again, you can't go into Europe and expect to play in challenge for 4 competitions without a top quality squad. That's a lesson that many clubs are learning. Even Manchester City, for all of their squad, the quality of their squad, they've struggled horribly this season. and they're not going to, win anything except probably an FA Cup. So, these are issues, and hopefully now the fans are going to see that, Levy really is the one who was running the club into the ground. Postecoglou isn't blameless. He's not doing himself or the team any favors, but Levy has to sort of take the blame here, and that's why there has to be more action. We had a lot of people speaking up against the Cronkies repeatedly, and at least the Cronkies have started to pay. So you lot really now have to start making a stand, boycotting games like this, especially if the ticket prices are, I wouldn't say astronomical, but if they are expensive as they are, maybe fans should just boycott some of these games and send a message and say, you know what, enough's enough. And yet, as long as both of our clubs have fans who are going to be accepting of this nonsense, who won't even want to rock the boat, this problem is going to continue. Eventually, Wenger was forced to leave. Eventually, the last owners that we had before the Cronkies left. Everything, has an end, and there's always going to be a time for everything. It's up to you as fans to decide whether you want that time to be now or a little bit later down the line. But the more you postpone what you have to do, the longer it's going to be before anything happens. And I will drop right out and come back.
All right. Okay, Mani can't hear me, so he'll drop out and come back. No, just to say, right? Okay. Yeah, not exactly pulling up trees at the moment. We've got possession of the ball, but we don't look threatening at all. Have we had any shots at goal yet, Jens? I'm not sure. Right, Levy couldn't give a shit, and just out of his step. Both of them out ASAP. Right, but guys, I've been saying it for so long. Ange is a deflection and a distraction for Levy, right? He's here, right, to absorb all blame. He's been employed to do that, so that's why he's not going to get sacked. Simple as that. No matter how you want to see this, right, Ange is still going to be here, right? I don't know. The only thing is that if we do end up in the relegation positions, and maybe it could be too late, then maybe he'll get sacked or not. I'm not sure, right? No shots on target yet that I can remember. Right, let me bring on Mani for a while. Okay, Mani, can you hear me now?
I can. And listen, I'm sorry. It's just one of those days where, it's getting a little bit wonky again. Last time it worked beautifully. This time I don't know what it is. But
this time
as far as
found out, and when you put it out, Levy out. Yeah.
I really don't think you'll get relegated. We had those big years when we were 15 in Arteta's first full season, mind.
Okay, Mani. Okay, you can hear me now, right?
Loud and clear.
All right. We did what called a point count, right, of the next 15 games. We got 15 games left, right? And I can, Has and I think with DJ and Elijah the other day on the show, right? We did a count, and we counted the maximum we'll get is 10 points. And the only question is, my question now is that, will 34 points, right, keep us up? That's my question, right? And we have to look back into the Premier League history. I think usually 36 to 37 points will actually guarantee you, right? But 34, it's going to be, I don't know. This season is going to be a real test, right, for the owners and for the fans, right? And the fans are turning, right? The YouTubers are turning, right? A lot of us cannot take this nonsense because football we watch, it looks childish. Yes, it makes us look stupid, you see? And we keep giving the ball away, right? So, but against weaker teams, we put up a better show. Yeah, that's why we put up better shows. So that's why I'm just asking, aren't you entertained and all that, right? But this was header from Paulo straight the keeper. That's all, nothing much. But the thing is that if you want to compare owners, right? Of course, as sports owners, right? At least the Cronkies have one thing. Levy's as sports owners, right? They used to own a couple of clubs, right? Before they put all their money into Spurs, right? And a lot of the fans didn't like them, I guess, basically because they were there for the business, not for football. And it is what it is, right? And let's like what the drum that I've been banging all this while is not to forget the Levy out, right? Because at one period of time, everything was focused on Edge, right? But I kept saying it all leads back to the top. Who brought Edge in? Who brought what was his name? Yeah, Lange, yeah, Lange, right? And Scott Munn, right? And the best part is Scott Munn would be the most suspicious one, right? Bringing someone in from Asia, with all those Asia connections. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's why maybe he's brought in for handball. But no matter how we put it, right, I just want to say one thing. It's also the wage structure that we have. Right? So we have I think the lowest ratio, right, in spending money on wages. That means we spend the least wages, right? That's why we get the least quality. And somehow or another, when we do spend a lot of money, we waste it on the transfer amount and not put it back into the wage, right? That's the only thing.
I would agree. But I will also say as a caveat, you only need to take a look at Kai Havertz to see having a good wage structure does not in any way guarantee that you'll get quality performances. There's a reason why we have this chart. 60 million down the drain, Havertz fails again or something like that. And then he went 60 million away from the bank. Kai Havertz is a freaking plank or something even more, derogatory, which I don't want to, mention on your channel. And that is really the crux of it. What is the point of, trying to position yourself as some sort of a non-footballing conglomerate, something which can attract a lot in terms of real estate and earn so much money that way, if you aren't willing to invest the money in the players? But some of our players at Arsenal are, I would argue, grossly overpaid. And I remember chatting with my friend Warren from Warren's Team Talk. Definitely Arteta out, just like me, and I've done plenty of streams with him. Wonderful bloke. And you actually shared a stream with him on Del Boy Gunner's channel. Shout out to him. What's the crack? What's the leading story? And he's also made it crystal clear that the reason why there can't be a salary cap in the Premier League is that all of these London clubs will end up missing out on the bigger, the best and the brightest talents. They're going to want to go where they will earn money. And surely Levy, if he has any business acumen, cannot be that stupid and naive to see that if you are paying your players peanuts, you're not going to be rewarded in I don't know what you can say. You might be rewarded with better. And it does seem clear to me that Levy is certainly not cut out to be a football-related businessman. At least Alan Sugar, for all of his faults, and bear in mind he was, of course, the chairman when you had that controversy in the early 90s where you didn't pay your players regularly, and you ended up getting docked 12 points by the Premier League, which was half to 6 on appeal, and that cost you a place in Europe the following season, if memory serves me right. But at least Sugar had some sense to know that it was all about the football. The football was effectively the be-all and end-all. I'm not saying that he should even come back to Spurs now, far from it. I think that ship has long since sailed. But, this is why it is important more important than ever for fans like, as long as the fans are now starting to come around and say Levy out, they've got to now make sure they also do their research and you provide them the information and make it clear that there's no way that Levy can continue. And if you hopefully get a new owner in, he'll set about improving the wage structure and making sure that players will be more than adequately remunerated for their efforts. Itself should be a big red flag. And I'm sorry for having not spoken about the wage structure before. But again, let's bear in mind that even if you were to improve the wage structure and pay your players more, it's not a guarantee that you will get good performances from them. Kai Havertz is a perfect example. I would literally bite your arm off right now, and I'm not joking. I'd literally bite your arm off if you would offer me Heung-min Son, but I know that that's not going to happen. You already made that mistake with Solskjaer, Jeremiah Campbell. Once bitten, twice shy, as far as I'm concerned.
You want
But what
Son
I'm
now?
saying
You
is,
want
it really is, a case of the fish rotting from the head down, and Levy is just, an absolute cancer for the club, and I completely agree with you on that. But all I'm saying is, please don't look to us as a benchmark of how, things are running a lot smoothly, because frankly, we're not that much better. Aside from that FA Cup and the few that Wenger won, we've also been quite simply abysmal. And the same lack of ambition, the accusations of a lack of ambition, can very easily be thrown at us, some of our fans, especially the ones who, are happy to just accept everything and don't want to, rock the boat by saying Kroenke out or Arteta out. I do believe that with Edu Gaspar's departure, the tide is starting to turn. And a big YouTuber here has made it clear that at the end of the season, Arteta might actually say, you know what? I can't do this anymore if we fail to win anything. Because some of the fans have started to turn, some of the fans have seen the football that we're playing, and we're also not exactly winning many friends off the field either with with the way we're behaving. So I'm not saying that you should, take comfort in our struggles. Far from it. And if you could put that comment back on up, it says there. I think somebody who said they're so happy with the Levy Bowl that they won't progress. A long bar, 500 different cuisine that fills up from the bottom of the glass. It's been that way for quite some time. There was a reason why Roy Keane was, going on about the prawn sandwich brigade, if you remember. So that has to change, especially a lot of the old school fans like, Arthur and several others. They're going to have to ability if they can to make sure that they lead this entire protest and make sure that they're the ones who inform everyone, the young and the old, of the real issues at the club and demand better changes. And there was a wonderful chance earlier. Heung-min Son finding Salah in the penalty area and forcing a clearance rather than the save from the Elfsborg goalkeeper. But there's another corner. Heung-min whips it in, but that is headed away. So that's hopefully my input on it. And once again, I'm going to have to drop out and I will come back.
Yeah, can't hear me. And Manny will be coming back soon. He can't hear me. Good try, right? Jens, our first shot on goal. After 30 over minutes, our first shot on goal, right? Our first shot on goal. Guys, I don't know, 30 over minutes. What do you think about the game, right? How we've been playing? Do you think we've been doing well, or is it just like it's boring again? No, today it looks a bit more. We look a bit more composed. We look a bit to have a bit more composure, right? And at the moment, we are holding the ball quite well. But maybe this is Elfsborg plan, right? A low block, right? A low block and keep us at bay. And maybe they're fighting for a point too. Maybe Elfsborg would just need a point, right, guys? I'm not sure, right? And let me see. Yeah, most exciting way I've seen in years. Yawn. Yeah, inside now. Yeah. And let me bring Manny. You can hear me now, Manny?
Yep, loud and clear. A few updates. Manchester United are also goalless against Steaua Bucharest. Goalless between Roma and Frankfurt, and also goalless between Twente Enschede and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Besiktas. So at least from my end, there are no goals, but there will probably be some goals in some of the other games. And
Solskjaer is managing the team?
Yeah, Solskjaer was named as the Besiktas manager not too long ago. So obviously the Fenerbahce Besiktas derby in Turkey would probably be a bit of a spicy affair. And Mourinho, of course, his Fenerbahce team will probably secure a playoff place. But so as I was saying with regards to the wage structure, it's just poor business acumen on Levy's part. And so surely there has to be a board who will also have a no confidence vote on his stewardship, wouldn't there?
Yeah, but Manny, the board are all his buddies. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So it's like everyone's in cahoots, huh?
Yeah. guys, how long that board has been there, right? Past 15 years or so, and it hasn't changed. The football hasn't changed. Nothing has changed apart maybe the football director, right? This time we've got a chief footballing officer. And what the fuck does that mean? Chief footballing officer. Yes, it's past the 10-minute mark. I can start swearing. All right, guys. A lot of F-bombs are going to land, right? Guys, we're a fucking embarrassment, right? And if anyone has got normal football common sense, right, can see that we're playing without using our brains, or maybe we're too tired. We can't use our brains. Sorry, we're mentally drained, right? So all I can say now, as I'm watching the game, right, it's 0-0. It looks nice, but no results. So I don't know. Maybe this is the building process, right? That we need to have to endure, right? But this is a cup game, and more or less, I don't think we'll lose tonight. By the way, I see. I'm not sure about the second half, and they're showing Dan Levy now here looking, and when he knows that when the camera's looking at him, he feels really awkward, right? And why is the I don't know, and I've not heard any Levy out chants in the stadium. Maybe because it's still 0-0, right? But maybe we go down 1-0, then the Levy out chance will be out, right? But only thing is that all I can say now is it's taken us so long. Money. I've been doing this for nearly 4 years now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Ever since near the end of COVID or something like that, right? And I've been with the ups and downs when the YouTube, how I call, awareness was brought to Levy out, right? I know most of the Levy out YouTubers and all that. There's always been some kind of weird kind of beef all over. But now, even the Levy in channels that we used to call are turning Levy out, right? I'm not sure if you've seen Expressions, right? But he's
Other expressions, yes.
Yeah. So he's into it. But the only thing is that he won't organize, and he will lend his weight on it, right? So that's a good thing. But I don't know. This is the infancy stage of this union. So let's hope. Yeah. Let me see what Yen says. 70% possession doing sweet. FA. Yeah. That's true. I understand. That's the worst part, right? Yeah. Last season, I quite what we are playing horseshoe football, right? I mean, now at least it doesn't look that horseshoe.
The goal there, very nearly a goal from the corner. Brilliant save from the Elfsborg goalkeeper. So listen, you're huffing and puffing. You just need to blow the house down. But Hung Min Son once again, the
That's what
architect
we
of
do,
everything.
money. Just huff and puff. You get what I'm saying? All right. Sonny cross. Shot straight at the goalkeeper by Archie Gray.
I wouldn't say it was straight. I mean, it's still a good some save, but I get what you're saying now. Not giving the ball away and being vulnerable on the counter.
Yeah.
But the defense doing its job brilliantly.
I don't even know it. Okay, corner. All right, Elfsborg is. Yeah, they're low blocking us and counter attacking us. I know that, but of course you see, like, it's 1 against 3, right? So, yeah, and we used to be stupid when things like this happen.
Yeah. By the way, I see Forster's, fit again to be in the squad, but has Ange lost confidence in him because Brandon Austin's starting again tonight?
We should get rid of Forster last season. So don't even know why he's here. I don't know. Now, Spurs, we keep players, right? Because they have the good vibe in them, right? And sometimes you don't even need them, but yeah. I say you waste money and things like that, right? So I don't know,
Yeah.
in the football sense, we're not efficient enough, right?
Own thing which dictates that you've got to have an English quotient of players. So Forster sort of satisfies that criteria. You had to get him after you let Joe Hart go to Celtic. But
Yeah.
once you get to the next
Yeah,
stage, I
yes,
think
got a
Kinski
question
will
for
be
you.
available. Well, thank
Yeah.
you very much indeed, Jens. I think we've done some streams together. You might have heard me speak, but yes, I was born and brought up in England, southeast. Born in Eastbourne, shuffled around a bit, moving to Chesterfield and then Hillingdon, Middlesex, and then, we settled in Kent, and I had my childhood education there. I was supposed to go to the local grammar school in Dartford, where Mick Jag Keith Richards studied, but that was when Dad had an opportunity to go to the Middle East and earn a bit more doubloons, so he couldn't turn that down. And all of my dreams of actually becoming, an Oxonian or a Cambridge boy eventually after grammar school were dashed. But, it is what it is. You play the hand you've been dealt with. But thank you very much for your compliment.
It's a bit, oh, okay. Okay. I understand that. Right. But no, but you must really understand, right, that playing really bad this season, right? You just give the ball straight out. Right? And Mikey Moore is playing on the right, right? That's not his normal position.
Oh, Eugene, you're talking to a man whose manager is infamous for playing players out of position. I'd like to think that there's some method to his madness, but I know better.
No. Our club, right, buy players, right, and deliberately play them out of position. Think about that. Archie Gray, right? He's way out of position.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nah, I know money. It's just like you're comparing how which setup is more worse, right? So
Yeah. And listen, I'm not going to lie. I would say that at least in terms of the wage structure and everything that's happening, ours is marginally better. So, Dan from the Hotspur Hood or anyone else, if you see it fit to come at me at halftime and ambush me, keep your peace, yeah? It's a bit late where I am, and I'm in no mood to, Harrow and Uxbridge as a youth. So, Harrow's not too far from Hillingdon, I would say. And obviously, because I was quite young when I was living there, that was where my second sister was born, and we moved to Kent not long after that. My memories of Middlesex are very, very few and far between. I do seem to remember an old friend telling me that I was at this school called the Grange for 1 year, but I don't think I remember that very well, to be honest. It might have been some sort of a preschool or something. My real education started when I was in Kent, Dartford. And the football, as you said, you're still huffing and puffing, but coming into the last minute of normal time before stoppage time. I'd like to think that in the second half, you'll Hank will bring some subs on and maybe change the game, but that is a little bit of wishful thinking, I suppose.
we're Spurs fans, right? We're used to being, having a lot of wishful thinking, right? The Garden of England. What does that mean? The Garden of England.
I think it's probably talking about landmarks in the Middlesex area, maybe.
Ah, all right. No, but Manny, look at the way you guys protest. You get what I'm saying? During the Super League protest and all that, right? Your protest was like a real protest, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. Oh, that's the nickname for Ken. All right. Garden of England, Ken. That's what's the answer.
We are the Garden County. That's right. I mean, where I live, there probably weren't too many gardens, but I did enjoy the city centre. a great deal. And one of the reasons why I'm glad to not use my camera is that there's a cue. When I speak, you see that there's a little grey circle which vibrates every now and then. If I can't
Yep, yep.
see that circle vibrating, it means that I won't be able to hear you, but you can hear me. So
Uh,
I'm going to have to just drop right out, and I'll come back in.
all right, Manny. Manny's dropped right out. We are reaching the 45th minute plus 1 minute time. 45th minute, 1 minute time. Son runs straight into nothing in the penalty box. Guys, tell me what your thoughts on the game. Were you entertained? I guess we look a bit more composed. Look a bit more structure. Possession is good, or it's just Elfsborg low blocking us, trying to get us on the counter, right? The question now is that would a draw do us any good, or would it harm us? All right, Eva Man says it's half time. 0-0 at half time. Hold on. Let me bring Money on. All right, it's half time, Money. How did you guys do last night in the Champions League? You qualified direct, right?
Yeah, we did. And listen, we knew that the qualification had more or less been secured thanks to our results in the earlier games. So, fielded not necessarily our strongest team, but worryingly, we had to start our second choice goalkeeper, Neto, who we got on loan from Bournemouth. Shout out to Up the Cherries in all departments, great friends of both Eugene and I. And Neto didn't exactly have the best game. If Ray is injured and not fit, we're in a bit of a quandary. I'm not too sure if Arteta will be very eager to, play Neto, but the only other options would be someone like a Tommy Setford or whoever else may be. But, we won the games we needed to win, but we didn't exactly impress against tough opposition. Inter Milan and Atalanta were really our toughest games, and we flattered to deceive. When we played Sporting Club de Portugal, that was, I believe, the first European game after Amorim went to Manchester United, and the new guy, Teixeira, is quite frankly, a charlatan. And so we ripped them a new one. But we've shown nothing to suggest that we can really hack it against the big boys. And even last year against Bayern Munich, we flattered to deceive. So for what it's worth, we've got a bye. We don't have to play have the play in February. We get an extra 2 days rest as do Aston Villa, as do Liverpool. As far as City are concerned, they're literally shitty, for want of a nicer word, and I had to use that for the rhyming effect.
What if City goes on a winning run and not lose a game this whole end of the season? They've done that before, right? So, right, but all I can say is, I don't know. Look at you, and it's a weird thing, right, Manny? It's so obvious of what you need, right? A quality striker right in front. And we've been you and I have been talking about this for Arsenal in, I think, past 2 seasons, right? That will actually, I know you brought in Jesus, and it has not shown much results, right? But Spurs, when we lost Kane, but that was last season. So this is the second season, and we brought in Solanke, and now even Solanke is injured, and somehow or another, it seems a bit lucky that Richarlison came back, right? It gives the owners an excuse that we do not need to, strengthen up in that position. But we're looking at it, right? We're looking at it. But today is the 31st, right, in this part of the world, in your part of the world, right? So the transfer window is until when? Monday.
I think so, because I suppose I don't want to see it end on a Friday, or maybe, I don't know. Friday will be the, Sunday, of course, will be the 2nd of February, and Monday will be the 3rd. But look, at least in our situation, we know that Gabby Jesus is now out with a torn. But even then, to not even show any kind of proactivity, it's just criminal. I mean, who's running the whole thing over here? And Arteta, like Ange, has to have some input and say in all of this. He has to demand more. Maybe Ange feels as though he probably can't be too demanding because it's only his second season. But Arteta has been with the club long enough to know he has to have a say in everything, and he has to start demanding more. And clearly, the fans adore him. I
No,
mean, the majority of them, and that's what.
Ange isn't too demanding is because it's in his contract. Can you hear me? You get what I'm saying? Right?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hold on. Let me get on another guy. Soham is here. Hi, Soham. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. How you doing, man? Morning. Meet Mani. Yeah.
Yeah, morning.
Mani. All right. So how you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a shit show or it's just another boring show?
Yeah, this has been just boring so far. Yeah, not a shit show yet.
Yes, yeah. No, you know what Yen says, right? Highly troublesome, disappointing, right? For now, Flange halftime talk means we're going to concede 2 or 3 in the second half. Let's go. Yeah, big up.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll concede 2 or 3, but this has a classic 1-0 written all over it. And by 1-0, I mean 1-0 to Elfsborg, not to us.
1-0 to Elfsborg. That's a good one. Yeah, how you been doing, so? Yeah. How's your PhD thing going?
Yeah, it's still going on. It's rolling along
That's
about as well as Tottenham's transfer window. But yeah, that's another matter.
Yeah, we got Jens saying hello to so.
Yeah.
All right, but
Yeah.
your thoughts on the game?
Thoughts on the game so far? Yeah, we've had most of the ball. We've
And
tried to
once
create
again,
chances.
I'm going to have to drop out
Okay.
and be
You can't
back.
hear me. All right, go ahead, son.
Yeah, I think we just need someone to unlock the defense. I think, from what I was reading, I think Sar has picked up a knock again in the first half. He might not come out in the second half, so I think Kulusevski will take his place. And if someone like Kulusevski or Madison is there, I think we'll be able to pick them apart. Yeah.
Madison's on the bench, is he? I know.
Is he? I thought he's injured.
I thought he's injured. Nah, the thing is that to tell you the truth, I'm not even bothered. Right, this is more like Soham, right? Levy out 4 years, right? Have you heard? At last, the YouTubers are really going to do something.
Well, about time. They
Yeah.
couldn't do less than what they've been doing anyway.
No, all the Levy inners are now all turning to Levy outers. Everyone's
Well,
jumping in. Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Money's back. Right. The game. What's there to talk about the game, right? We had about 1 or 2 shots, if I'm not mistaken. Anyone's got some stats?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And
I think we just need someone from the middle of the park to play more like defense splitting passes. We don't have anyone like that right now. Bentancur, Sar and Bergwall, all of them are kind of just box to box. Yeah, I think if Kulusevski comes on in the second half, I think we'll be better.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm worried about is we should take Van de Ven off after another 15 minutes. I do not want to risk that man getting another injury.
Yeah, that's true. No, but the thing is that Elfsborg has not shown that what called lightning counter attacks. If Elfsborg shows that lightning counter attack, then that will really test Van de Ven again. But to tell you the truth, sorry to say, right? This game I have not seen Mikey Moore at all. I think he's playing the wrong position again. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he prefers to play on the left, but he's being played out on the right.
That's true.
Yeah, it is what I think we could do. But I was about to say we could take Son off and play him on the left, but then Son's been our best player so far in the first half. So yeah, I don't think we'll do that anytime soon.
Hey, your thoughts on Son?
For you, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Right now.
Sorry.
Yeah, the question was: is Madison injured? Because I don't know if he's been involved of late.
Oh, Madison's story is like this, right? The game against Leicester, right? He was sore. And shit, he was sore. I don't know where he was sore, whether he was sore as in unhappy or he has pulled some muscle. Now they say he's out for about 3 weeks, right? If I'm not mistaken. So I'm right. Some
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
calf
something like that. 2 to 3 weeks.
I know, two
Oh,
to three
man.
weeks calf injury and all that. Now I've been saying, right, we don't rotate our players, right? The squad is not good enough, right? We're gonna rotate our injuries, right? One player goes in, another player comes out, and one player
Exactly.
goes
Yeah.
up, another player goes in, right? I've been saying that for so long. And
Yeah.
the way Ange plays, I don't know. Remember we bought Yang, right? Now Yang is going
Yeah.
alone to QPR. Remember that's
Yeah.
think about
We
that
signed another 18-year-old today.
again. We signed
Yeah, again.
someone.
Yeah, apparently.
Nah, we haven't signed someone.
Yeah, some academy graduate from Man City called Daniel Batty. Never heard of the guy. 18-year-old.
Really?
Yeah.
Guys in
I
the
wonder
chat,
if
right?
he's related to the ex-England David Batty.
Yeah. We signed someone? Let me check with Tottenham Hotspur. We've signed someone. Serious?
You said his name's Dan Batty, right, Sam?
Yeah, Daniel Batty.
His he's still listed as a York City player. I don't know if it's been reflected that he's gone to Spurs, and
Let me
nothing
check.
much on his.
No, there's nothing here on BBC,
He
right?
was
So
United youth player in 2012, and I remember dating at Leeds until the early 2000s, and then he retired.
but
So
Yang is confirmed, right? Going to loan, going to QPR. Yang is confirmed going to QPR, but there's no Batty, right? David Batty. No news on that.
Daniel Batty. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think
sorry.
he's been announced officially by the club. I don't think he's been
Yeah,
announced officially yet.
we're gonna wait
Yeah.
for it to be announced
But now,
officially.
that's the kind of transfer I actually expect us to make.
No, tell the truth. But does it improve the squad? Does it help us? Nah.
Absolutely not. It does not help us in the time being, which is why I expect that transfer to be completed first.
Yeah, I know. No, I keep
another
saying, right?
18-year-old.
Yeah, we buy football players, right? Not for their footballing skill. We buy football players as a punt and investment. So, right,
Exactly. Yeah, we are just buying them as return or by looking at their return on investments.
yeah. But the worst thing is, I think this past 5 seasons, right, the return of investment ain't that good anyway. So, yeah,
It's been
we've
terrible.
lost,
It's been
yeah,
terrible.
we've lost more money on that, right? We paid what?
Exactly.
We paid 30 million for what's his name? Sessignon, right?
Yeah.
How much did we sell him for?
I think we let him
Free,
out
right?
for free in the end.
That means we burned 30 million. Who is answering for all that nonsense of wasting money? I know. Right. Yeah, we bought Ndombele for 65
Oh God.
and we let that go on free.
We bought sales of what was like the 35, 40.
Yeah. He
Yeah, we
went on
let him
free
out for
too.
what, five? No, I think we got something for him. It was like 5 or 7.
Okay. That's a bit better. Yeah. I know. Maybe we should
No,
do a study on that, right? Getting all these players in and how much we've lost money on, right? So that means Daniel
no,
Lee is paying
thing
on
is, ever
that.
since Johan Lang has come in, I can say the one thing for sure: we are buying better players. It's just that we are not buying enough senior ready-made players. That's what the problem is right now.
Now we're buying better players for the future. That's why I'm saying we're punting. You know? Right? We're not a football club. We're an investment enterprise.
Yeah, that's the
Right?
problem.
Invest, make
That's
money,
right there is the
and pour it
problem.
into property. That's what we do.
Yeah,
So yeah, we should rename our
Yeah, I've got
football
the
club.
story of the website. It's of course true. Dan Batty will join from Manchester City. Min Hook Yang joined QPR on loan on Wednesday, as Soam said. And there's also some talk about you lot trying to raid Bayern Munich to get Matthijs Tel to join the club as a sort of a favour for having given them Harry Kane. So I think what we were talking about earlier, Eugene, I think the difference between
money,
you and us is that you are willing to offer more private players.
100 million euro favor, right? What the fuck is that all about? Nah, we ain't getting Mattis Tell. He's a 55 million euro player, right? And most probably
I have my doubts about the entire Matthias Tell thing. If it was a loan deal, I would have understood why Matthias Tell would have wanted to join us, but I don't think he would want to join us permanently, at least not yet. Just a second, I'll be back.
Yeah. Nobody wants to join us after seeing what Ange does to them, right? Any player that comes to us, right? They must well just cut their hamstrings and throw them away. That's all I'm gonna say, right?
Yeah.
Without you can go there in perfect what call footballing perfect physically footballing specimen and come back all damaged after playing for Ange. That's all I can say, right? I don't know. Is his training that intense, right? But he should know, right? If things
No, but
players are
listen,
fatigued, you need to
again,
give them rest.
you've got. If there's one thing worse than signing 18-year-olds already, it's signing all of these very experienced players who are quite frankly past their best. Raheem Sterling, anyone?
Yeah, I know. But at least it's Raheem Sterling.
Kill for an 18-year-old.
We got Timo Werner. Right? How you gonna compare that, right? We're paying £165,000 a week for a Werner. A bloody expensive Werner. What Werner is the most expensive in the world at the moment? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Everyone's frozen.
Yeah,
I can hear
I
you,
can
but
hear
let's,
you.
I'll see.
I can hear you.
Let's
It's
see
just a
your
question that I don't really want to answer.
and I raised 80,000. I have it.
I don't know. But has you guys started yet? Is Decky coming on? Is
started?
Bizuma coming on?
It looks as
Okay,
though
yeah, if
Ange
it's
is making some. He's bringing on Dragashin, Bissouma, and Kulusevski, and it looks as though
Yeah.
just to run on, I think he might be replacing. It might be Van de Ven or Bentancur. I don't know. Kulusevski will
guys,
be coming on for Heung-min Son, so
Yeah, all right.
I don't know
it's
if he'll
starting, then
be
I'll get
taking the
going.
captain's
Yeah,
armband.
I'll see you.
Maybe Ange wants
I'll
to
see you
keep him
guys once the
fresh for the
ends,
game
Eugene.
against Brentford.
All right.
I don't know. And Bissouma's come on maybe to add some bite to the midfield. We'll find out who they've come on for. By the way, Soham, nice to meet you. Where do you live, by the way? Are you in Malaysia or are you in India?
No. I live in India, man.
Can you hear me, man? Man, he can't hear us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna watch the game?
And now I can't hear you, so I'm going to have to drop off. But I'll be back.
All right, guys, it's kicked off. So will be back. Manny will be back. All right, we made changes, if I'm not mistaken. Bissouma, Decky, Dragosin has come on. Son is off. So that means Mikey Moore will play in his natural position, or you can say his favorite position, or his better position. Bissouma has come off, Son is off. Who else is off, right? Yeah. VDV's been taken off. Yeah. And just, yeah. Let's see. Right. No, I think VDV coming off is a good thing. It's because to let him have a run out, right? Most probably going to need him in the Brentford game. And of course, Dragosin coming on, giving him a bit of rest and giving him some sort of, game time before he plays against Brentford. Maybe both of them be used right in that game. And the only thing will Archie Gray be playing on left back then, and Ben Davis goes back on the bench during the Brentford game. Right? Yeah, guys. Tomorrow, right? UK time, 2 p.m. If I'm not mistaken. 2 6 p.m. UK time, not 2 p.m. 6 p.m. UK time. That's 2 a.m. Malaysian time. I'll be joining Mr. B Hive, right? Or is it Money? Steve's channel.
That's right.
Yeah, Brentford
Yes,
fan.
that's right.
We'll be talking about the game. To tell the truth, Money, I don't even know what to say about the game anymore. You know that or not? And Spurs this season just have made me really disinterested in football. I don't know why. Oh dear. And just killed my football. My God. And just killing the love of football in me.
So even if the unlikely were to happen, but the possible were to happen and Spurs reach a cup final, you wouldn't be excited?
No, I mean, in the final, I'll be excited, but along the way, I'll be like, this. Look at that. We get the ball, right? We kick it wide, and it doesn't reach our player. We can't kick it far. We can't kick it near. And whenever we are pressed, we lose the ball most of the time. So, yeah, it is.
It's that lack of quality in the final third. I think Swanky's injury has really, his absence is also affecting you guys.
Yeah, I know. But in the end of the day, right, there's only one thing to say, right? You can't compare, right? You guys are second and we are 15, Manny. Think about it. Deki.
But the big question is, for how long will we be second? You asked a question, what if Manchester City were to go on one of their famous runs? Their desperate loss to PSG in the Champions League shows that they still have a very, very soft centre of late. And although we're not exactly overpowering teams these days, I am confident that we should take a point off them when they come to the Emirates at the very least. If we can beat them, it will be a bonus. But if we lose to them at the Emirates, then they're going to go on that run and on some run and finish above us. But as far as winning the league is concerned, forget it. Every time Liverpool have a small setback in the form of a draw or a defeat, they manage to go on a little mini run where they earn some more points, win some more games, and get that sort of a cushion. And let's not forget, they've got a game in hand against us, which will be played, I believe, next week on a Wednesday. That's the Merseyside derby. And
really? Okay. Oh, they're playing the
coming back
Merseyside
to get against that Liverpool team. Mark my words.
No, wait, Manny. They're playing the Merseyside derby?
Yes, when? Next week on the Wednesday.
So if Everton beats Liverpool, right, that means Everton will jump us and will be 16th. Oh, relegation battle.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If it does get to 17th, then maybe you should start to be afraid. But again, remember, we were 15th. We couldn't even buy a damn home win. In Manny, that lost to nearly strangled.
Manny, I've gone to the stage where I don't care anymore. Right? Even we get relegated. To tell the truth, I want us to get relegated. So the fan base will wake up. Right? Sorry to say that. I don't know why.
I completely. I understand. There's a part of me that would like nothing better than to see Arsenal fall out of the Champions League places, so that our fans can wake up and demand. Our fans will wake up and say, you know what?
You are comparing us dropping into the championship and you guys dropping into the playoffs. Come on. There's totally no difference to that. If you guys were in the relegation battle, my God. When was the last time you guys were in a relegation battle?
Oh, that would have been a long time ago. I don't even think under George Graham we ever had that sort of a problem. But ever since I've been following Arsenal, we've always been at worst a mid-table team and at best a team that, wins a few trophies and stays there or thereabouts in the top half of the table and always fights for Europe. Arsene Wenger made us dream in the beginning, but then the dream turned into a long-running nightmare that we were only too glad to see end. Few FA Cups in between, though.
Yeah, but at least you had cups, right? So better than this and no cup, right?
Yeah, but then that's the thing. I mean, I was talking a little bit about Alan Sugar, and I think you were also saying in that wonderful interview you did with Craig from Old Departments that at least Sugar, for all of his faults, was more of a football man and knew that whatever his decisions he made, it had the benefit of the club. But obviously, there were a lot of issues with him. I mentioned the irregular payments, and he had to go. But Lee just doesn't seem to care. So you've got to start protesting now. You've got to start making it clear that you want better. And
I've
one
been
of these
wanting
days,
better for a long time, right? I've been
I
wanting
know.
better for such a long time, right? But it's just that the most of the fan base now, only now, they are slowly seeing the picture, right? So it's a good thing. But the thing is that I don't want them to flip flop. In a sense, At the moment, I don't want
One
to
thing,
judge anyone, right? Until
one thing,
right,
this.
they've proven me wrong.
A
That's
lot
all.
of Arsenal YouTubers, and he's not a YouTuber, but I'm going to include that gutter snipe Piers Morgan in this. Ended up going from Arteta out to Arteta in, declaring that they were trusting his process and they believed in the work he was doing after being so critical of him earlier on. But many other people like myself, Warren from Warren's Team Talk, Del Boy, Kyle Walsh, and several of our fellow Arsenal YouTubers who we're sort of this little bubble, this Arteta out bubble on YouTube. And we still are able to read between the lines and see that not everything is rosy in the Arsenal garden. But now this season, given some of our horrible performances, many of these people, YouTubers, have started to flip-flop back again and say, you know what? Arteta has to go. If he can't take us over the line, if he's going to put up performances like that disgusting FA Cup display against Manchester United, we can't take it anymore. And the reason why I say this is because it's very easy to change your opinion. It's very easy to sort of change your opinion from good to bad and sort of go back to the the negative opinion. It is very, very difficult after you've seen so much negativity to suddenly go back to becoming positive at least a second time. And so a large number of people are starting to learn their lesson. Forget about that gutter snipe Morgan. I mean, nothing he says should be taken seriously. And as far as I'm concerned, he's just a racist, bloviating phone hacker. And I can think of a lot of other things to say about him, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to run the risk of getting this channel even further into trouble. And Jens is right.
We are causing Elfsborg
it is a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. I know that's what Spurs are, right? When we get possession, we are toothless. So yeah, we're trying to, I don't know, Mani's like, you're trying to gum something. Imagine you're a zombie, you got no teeth. A zombie without teeth.
But again, if it's better, Manchester United aren't exactly doing very well either. Christian Eriksen's current team. And, even now they're up against Jaya Bucharest, and it was goalless at halftime there too. I don't know if they've scored. I'll check it and tell you. But things haven't exactly been rosy under Amram. And in my opinion, he had no business walking away from that wonderful thing he had going at Sporting Club to go over to old and rickety Trafford. It's bad enough that the roof's still leaking, but now there's rat feces everywhere. For Pete's sake.
Yeah, I know. But you see, Mani, right? We're not losing, and I don't hear any chance. Right? That's what I'm saying. These are things, right? It must be consistent. It doesn't matter if we're winning or losing or drawing. The chance must be there, right? Yen says it's still 0-0 in MU, right? Yeah, still 0-0 MU. What do I want to check, right? I forgot what I want to check. That's why I got held up before. But guys, yeah. It's 5:15 a.m. here in Malaysia, right? And I guess it's about what 2:30, 1:45 a.m. in 2:45 a.m. for you, right? In India.
Yep, exactly 2:45, 2:45.
Yeah, 2:45, right?
And, I can also say right now, confidently, that there is no player in that Manchester United team that you would look at and say, I want him to play for Tottenham Hotspur, is there? I know Christian Eriksen already did, but I don't think there's anyone else that you'd look at and say he can come in and really make a difference, is there?
I'll take Garnacho. I'll take Mainu.
Mainu is talented, but he, a bit like Katy Perry, he's hot and he's cold. He's yes and he's no. He's in and he's out and he's up and he's down.
No, but
You know the
Mainu's the
rest.
right.
I'm not going to go too.
Yeah, Mainu's the right profile for Daniel Levy, right? 18 years old, 50 million pounds, right? It'll be a good investment long term. Oh, but well, hit straight into the path of the goalkeeper. Good catch by the goalkeeper, though.
Yeah, but after Edward Sheringham, I don't think there's been any Manchester United player who's moved to Spurs directly afterwards. I don't quite.
Yeah, I think Berbatov, Sheringham, Carrick, I think is the last one that moved over. Right.
Yeah, but then Berbatov and Carrick were at Spurs and then they moved to United, if memory serves me right.
Yeah. No, Sheringham went to United and came back to Spurs. Right.
Yes, but he was at Spurs before going to United. That's my point. After Sheringham,
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's come from Spurs.
Yeah. No, at the time we were guys. Those were the 90s, right? Spurs were the feeder club to MU. You know.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah. Ricky Villa says one more. Yeah, Fraser Campbell. We did take Fraser Campbell from United. Who did we exchange him for? Oh, I can't remember. There was some bit of drama about Fraser Campbell, right? We were going for someone else and we got someone else again. That's what Spurs does, right? I know. That's why I said Daniel Levy said that he didn't want us to be a feeder club, but sometimes we hold on to the players too long. Look at Ben Davies; he's still here, bro. Yeah, 4 years ago we were laughing at, we're gonna give Ben Davies a testimonial. We were laughing about it, and he's still here, bro. Think about it. He deserves his testimonial now, right? And all the Spurs fans are saying, right, he puts in a shift. He's a good player, a utility player, blah blah blah. But I just say lack of quality. So lack of quality.
Well, I mean, he's the captain of Wales, so he's got to have something about him, right?
Yeah, we've got Wales, top striker, right? So yeah. Oh, he came on loan when we sold Berbatov. Oh, he was on loan. He was never a permanent. Jens, really, Berbatov? Oh, he was with us about 2 seasons, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, he's talking about Campbell.
Oh, Campbell. Okay. Sorry. On loan, yeah. He came on loan when we sold Berbatov. Yes. Yeah. That was Berbatov's replacement. Yeah. Fraser Campbell. Oh dear. Right. I know. You guys need a striker, right? Would you take Rashford?
Probably not. And look, with all the drama that's going on between him and Ruben Amorim, I think of a hard pass. I get Amorim's point when he says that Rashford has to put in a little bit more effort. But to make a statement like that, saying I'd rather put my goalkeeping coach on the bench than Rashford, I think I'd have to agree with quite a few pundits, including Mark Ogden from ESPN. Thank you. This isn't the first time. I remember when Harry Redknapp was managing Spurs. You guys had a goalkeeper by the name of Cesar Sanchez. That chap was actually good enough to.
Dragusin's injured again? We can't afford Rashford. 350K per week, apparently. Wow. Really?
Yeah. Oh man,
We've
I see
lost
that.
Dragon League, guys. See, I
Oh
already
man,
told you, right? We're gonna have
horrible.
rotating injuries. Broken kneecap.
Oh man, that looks horrible. I just hope it's not an ACL, but a broken kneecap is definitely not small potatoes.
Oh, okay. I think he's extended his knees.
And the
Done his
sad part is
knees.
he came on.
Oh,
He came on as a substitute,
yeah.
and the poor boy.
And if he's dislocated his knee, right, that will be out until end of the season. ACL.
Well, now Ange has no excuse. Neither does Levy. Get yourselves a defender, anyone. And the same has to be said for Unai Emery. I know Tyron back, but how long can you wait for Pau Torres to recover? Diego Carlos has gone to be with Mourinho at Fenerbahce. You've got Garcia, who's a fullback. Get another centre back, Unai.
Is it okay?
Well, Dragusin is up on his. He's up on his feet. No, he's jumping. He's jumping. He should come off. I don't want keep him on for too long, like Emery did to Tyron. Yeah, Jens, I do feel your pain when you say it's beyond a joke. That's right.
It's going to be Malachi Hardy, 17-year-old. Come on.
No. Dragusin is back on the field. I think he might just run a little bit, and then at the worst, Ange might take him off. But he looks okay. Dragon back down. He'll probably, for heaven's sake, just take him off, Ange.
Yeah.
Take him off.
Why doesn't he take him off? Our physio, I don't know. He can't. Nah, he's going back down. He can't.
Officials.
He can't. See,
But,
I told you take him off.
Yeah, so he's bringing. It's not Jed Spence. It's someone who looks a bit different. Maybe you and Jens will.
It can't be Jed Spence. Jed Spence is not even registered, money.
Ooh, but listen, can he play at least get to the knockouts?
I don't know. We're losing Dragons in. VDV comes back, we lose Dragons in. Are we a joke? We are a joke. Malachi Hardy is coming on.
Yeah, but listen. Now listen, he's walking off. So if it's any consolation, he hasn't done his ACL. It might just be a little bit of a jarring moment. He's walking off. He's okay. Tyrone Mings was walking off, and he was okay. He'll probably miss the weekend's game against Brentford. Give him some time to recover, and then maybe he'll be back next week or the week after. And it's Scarlett, I think, who's come on.
Scarlett's coming on?
That's what it says on my TV.
Scarlett's coming on. Yeah, even my Scarlett's coming on. So that means we're going to a back three?
Maybe. It looks that way. I mean, you probably haven't seen a back three since the days of Conte. Must be a relief for you, eh?
No, we played a back three against Everton. Look what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was poor.
We're going back to back three. That means we'll be playing a 3-5-2 then. That's why Scarlett's coming on.
It could be the case. Yeah, but as I've said, don't worry about Dragic. He'll be okay. He'll be back
Mate.
before the end of the season. But anyway, I was talking about managers who often criticize their players in public. Obviously, you know about what Ange said about Timo Werner. But
Yeah.
I also remember an occasion when Harry Redknapp was Spurs manager.
No, Manny. Ange
You
wasn't
lot had...
criticizing. Ange was giving an assessment. Remember?
Okay.
He said he wasn't criticizing.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. He was giving him an assessment. So,
As far as I'm concerned. But I remember well when Harry Redknapp was manager at Tottenham, you lot had a goalkeeper named Cesar Sanchez. On his CV, he has a final to his name. He started in 2002. And that was the time when Vicente Del Bosque actually dropped Iker Casillas because he was very unhappy with the youngsters' form. So he brought the old guy back in. And the old guy was actually doing very well indeed. But we all know that he got injured during that match and had to come off. And Casillas came on and won the game with some last-minute saves. That was also famous for that left-footed volley from Zinedine Zidane. He also had one cap for Spain. He was brought to the club by Juan de Ramos, who had since moved to Real Madrid, and then Redknapp came in. And at that time, Aurelio Gomez was your number one, but Sanchez wasn't getting a single game, I remember. And I was wondering, why would you not want... And I was wondering, why would you not want to give Cesar a chance? Because obviously with his experience and quality, he would be a good addition to your squad. But I remember Redknapp saying quite pointedly, if I had any confidence in Cesar Sanchez, he didn't even use his name, he just said the Spanish goalkeeper, I would have played him. And so he was very derogatory about him. And not too long afterwards, Sanchez made the move to Valencia, and he sort of freed himself from that Tottenham nightmare. Tottenham actually ended up playing Valencia in the Europa League in what was, I think, a knockout match. And Valencia actually got the better of Tottenham. I think they beat you. So if I were in Sanchez's shoes that time, I would have walked up to Harry Redknapp and said, take that, you absolute git. Don't you ever dare publicly cast aspersions or doubts on my ability ever again. But Cesar was a gentleman. He didn't bother on doing that. And that's an example of how sometimes as a manager, if you are too derogatory about your players and you think you can say whatever the hell you want, sooner or later it might come back to bite you on the backside. And as a bit of trivia, who was...
What did you say, Manny? I didn't hear you.
No, but as a trivia, who was the Valencia manager at that time when that happened?
Can't remember.
I'll give you a hint. It's someone about whom we've spoken fairly frequently. And keep watching. You're going to love this.
Oh, 1-0, Iverman says. Yay, we've scored at last after 70 minutes.
And guess who the goal scorer is?
Scarlett scores.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's in the chat.
The Scarlett Pumpernickel arriving to save the day.
Yeah. So we don't have to buy a new
and to answer the trivia, I wouldn't go that far, but it's useful that you have a super sub like him.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you don't have Bankshire. Yeah. I don't know why he's not.
Yeah. All right.
He wears white.
Then Scarlett scores at last. He gets his chance, right? Right. At last, we break them down after 70th minute, guys. Are you entertained? Yeah. Dane Scarlett. He's one of our own.
Entertainment.
He's one of our own. Yep. Great ball from Kulu. Yep.
Yeah, I think you and Jens can agree with me when I say that perhaps marginally more than Heung-min Son, Dejan Kulusevski is your most influential player at the club. Not even Maddison comes close.
Yeah, Maddison doesn't get to play. That's why.
And to answer your question, the Valencia, a certain Unai Emery.
Yeah, Unai Emery.
Yes.
Unai Emery. Yep, I was thinking of him too. Yeah, Unai Emery. Yeah. Yeah. He's been a player of the season so far. That's coming from Dane. Yeah. Dane Scarlett.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
So
Decky. Yeah, Decky. Yeah, Scandinavian support. Oh,
yeah.
and we lose the ball again. Now we
You've
have
had some
one.
good Scandinavians over the.
Yeah. But now we'll see that Elfsborg will have to come out and play, right? So, yeah. So with that 1-0 scoreline, Spurs will most probably secure their position in the top 8, and that will make us play less 2 games, and that will alleviate Ange's match schedule, right? He was saying that, right? If they qualify, they will have like something like 2 weeks break that they don't have to play in the middle of the week. Yeah. And the other thing is that I don't know when the international break is coming. There's an international break coming up in February, right?
That'll be. I do believe. In March, we're playing our first game. I also do believe that there will be some Nations League playoffs around about March as well. I don't know if there are going to be any friendlies as such. I don't think England have anything to worry about. So the international thing might start again in March, if memory serves me right.
That's true, right? If I was Andrew, right? International break comes, right? Everybody goes home and rests. All I'm gonna say is right. Yep. Levy, we're fuming, right? If we qualify straight through, right? 2 lost nights of revenue. Yeah, that's what I've been saying all a while. That's why he doesn't look so too happy, right? Earlier. I don't know. I've never seen,
To
right?
hell with what Levy.
No, I've never
At
seen.
least you
right?
have a.
No, I've never seen, right, Levy, right, celebrate a goal. Has anybody actually seen Levy celebrate a goal? Yeah. He just sits there stoically.
Huge
I mean,
red flag, right?
right. What?
I was just saying it's a huge red flag. If your owner doesn't even bother to celebrate when the team succeeds, what good an owner is he?
I don't know.
Get the banners out in a single game.
We've
I don't
never
care.
seen, right? When he score a goal, right? The camera pans to Levy and then he goes like, pump his hands or something like that, right? Or maybe they're not allowed to. I mean, they do show it. At least it shows that he cares about the club. But when the goal goes in and the cameras don't even, look at him, right? Don't even look into his way. That means there's no reaction there. That's why they don't have to. Right?
Okay. I'm going to check what's going on in the other games.
Harry's last one before they sold him. He mentioned 100 million speckaroos for my property empire. Oh, all right. Harry Kane's last goal. That's when Levy celebrates, right? But yeah, and he's not celebrating the goal. He's celebrating the 100 million euros that he gets from Bayern München. Right. Bayern München. Guys, Poro is playing like this again. He needs to play again.
2-goal lead against Bucharest. Ajax are 2-0 up. Hoffenheim, who you beat 3-2, are 4-1 up at Anderlecht.
Mm-hmm.
And Rangers are 2-0 up against Real Union. Real Sociedad 2-0 up. Roma 2-0 up against Frankfurt. So it's like the goals are starting to come in after the half-time interval. Lazio are down 1-0, but I think their player position as group winners is secured because Athletic Club would have needed to score a lot more to have that goal swing, and they don't have that. So I think somehow maybe Amorim has got them performing well. But listen, as I said, not everything is working perfectly at Manchester United either. And the only thing they've got going for them is that they've won silverware fairly recently, but that was all under Ten Hag. I don't think Amorim's going to do very much.
Manny Amorim is above us at the moment. That's all that matters, right? They beat Fulham. We drew. They beat Fulham away, right? I think we got to go and play Fulham away soon. And we can't beat Fulham away the way we play in the league, right? Unless, I don't know, right? This is some kind of like, it's like when Levy is listening to the fans, right? Because the fans last season will say that we want a trophy, we want a trophy, we want a trophy, right? So now all the eggs are in the trophy baskets, and the league, right? Levy says, let's fall. Free fall time, right? Let's see how far we can fall, right? But I don't know. Like I said, I don't care, right? Give me a cup and get relegated. I will go and celebrate the trophy, right? Then I hope the whole fan base, right, will turn on Levy, right? But then there'll be a conundrum, right? Because he's won us a trophy, but I'll still be Levy out, right? Because he got us relegated.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have to decide if the trophy is because of Levy or in spite of him. And everything that you've spoken to me about earlier will indicate that Levy is actually trying to hinder the club, and any success you earn will be in spite of him. It's the manager and the players who get it done on the field. So walk and chew gum. Celebrate the trophy, but tell the manager to go bugger off. Simple as that. I mean, the owner to bugger off.
To tell the truth, right? If Ange wins a trophy, right, I'll let him stay one more year, right? Indian Championship, right?
And it's happened again, so I'm going to have to bugger off a bit. But I'll be back.
All right. Manny will be back. Manny can't hear me. Okay, I'm saying, right, I'll take a trophy and get relegated, right? And most probably by the time we'll be like in the relegation battle in the championship, right? Then most probably Ange will get sacked. I don't know. It's a time being a Spurs fan where it's like you lost all hope, right? And you just want everything to burn. That's all, right? If things don't burn, people don't feel the pain. So let's see how it goes, right? And Yan says, I'm dreading of going to work tomorrow. The mess that the Galatasaray fans will have left in Amsterdam, it's going to be a nightmare. Half of them attending probably live in the city as well. Yeah, money's back. Ajax is playing Galatasaray. Okay, so yeah, Jens is what I call half a Ajax fan, right? Because family supports Ajax. So yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Jens, the Champions League in the 2019 season must have been really excruciating for you, right? While you're Spurs and they're Ajax, right? Semi-final, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, another subject coming on. Jai coming on for Richarlison.
Ulosessi's come on. Who's coming on for Richarlison? Richie's off. All right. Richie needs to rest, Eva. I think.
Number 26.
Coming on.
No, it's not. It's yeah.
Can't be, right?
No, it's not. It's I think it might be Richarlison. I'm not too sure.
Ajayi.
Elfsberg are making.
Ajayi is coming on for Richarlison.
I don't know any of their players.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as I said earlier, you can celebrate a trophy, but tell the owner to just bugger off because he's had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but we can't say he has nothing to do with it because he appointed the people who won the trophy. We give him both ways, right? But no matter how, right? If that's the problem, Levy is always afraid of winning a trophy because if we win one trophy, right, the fan base tastes that trophy, we'll learn to demand more. That's why we'll always be halfway there kind of thing. Yeah, my in-laws support Ajax, but after the semi-final, absolutely despise Ajax, right? Yeah, Mauritius. Yeah.
Still living off the legacy of the Cruyff years, I would imagine.
Yeah. Okay. We're up 1-0. Elfsborg makes 3 changes. We make 1. We've got 5 teenagers on the pitch now, if I'm not mistaken. Burke, 5, 6 teenagers. Burkwell, Gray, Ajayi, Olaseti, Mikey Moore. All right.
Don't forget the Scarlet Pumpernickel.
But Scarlett is 21.
Ah, yes. His teenage days are long gone.
Yeah,
Not very
teenage
long
days.
gone, but you get
Not
it.
too long ago, but it's gone. Yeah. But he's one of the academy, you know, how you call it? Been in the club since he was 6 years old. So I guess that's a good thing for him to
Right.
score a goal.
I'm going to refresh this table right here. And as things stand, Lazio are still going to win the group. United are safe in third, but you've moved up to fourth. Now,
Yeah.
interestingly, United have an implosion and concede 2 goals and draw. You end up moving up to third. But in the scheme of things, as long as you have a seed, I don't know if it would make that much of a difference, perhaps.
Nah, it won't. It won't, right? To tell the truth, right? If we are four first, right, or whatever. Most important now is see who our opponents are coming up next, right? It'd be good that teams like Fenerbahce or Galatasaray and all that be in the seeded pot, so we don't have to play them so early, right? Because if we do go away to one of the Turkish teams, I can guarantee you we will get licked, you know, like a lollipop. We'll get licked like a lollipop. Woohoo! That'd be a nice one.
Yeah,
Lick.
I think Mika had that same. You suck too hard on lollipop and all the rest.
Right, that's it.
But
We still go out in the quarterfinals or semifinals, though. Hard to say, right? Right. Just being
see what
deluded a
happens.
bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
one thing I can definitely say is that you would not want to come up against Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce because that's really going to be an explosive game. When Manchester United went over there, I believe Mourinho got sent off. And, ooh, you're going to love this.
Yep, 2-0. Yep. Eva Man,
And
what's Eva Man? It's 1-1? Ajayi, what a
No.
goal. 2-0, Eva Man. Okay, Ajayi shoots from afar. Let me see what happens, right? The ball goes to Scarlett, even though I'm second. Ajayi runs in. Touchback. Ajayi carries the ball and shoots. Ajayi scores. Our youngsters, right? That's what I've been saying. Play our youth. Let the senior players rest.
Back, Eugene.
Yeah, he'll be back. Right. Guys, if we have done this earlier, right, against Tamworth, against, I don't know, the weaker teams in the league, right, great push and move. Yeah. Our youngsters are showing up. That's the scary thing, right? Our youngsters are showing up. Yeah. 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 Jai runs through the wing. 1-2 touch, and he shoots. Scarlett, nice step off. And a good shot, right? Rolled it in with precision.
Beautiful
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we Arsenal were raving about Ethan Nwaneri's goal line.
Give the youngsters a chance.
Yeah, and the children shall lead the way. I think that was what it was said in the Bible.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Eugene. I know that you're moving.
It's okay. Bible.
And, you know, we Arsenal fans were raving about Ethan Nwaneri's goal against Ona. But this one really is what I want to about a quality. He sort of ran with the ball, received the pass back, controlled it beautifully, and aimed that shot. It was beautiful. It was a joy to watch. And you know, it's already Ange's second season, and now he's seeing what one of the reasons why I despise Arteta, why a lot of us despise him, is that for a long time he hasn't been willing to give the likes of Nwaneri a chance. He gave Nwaneri a substitute appearance when he was about 15 because he wanted to be the manager who would pick the youngest player in Premier League history in appearance and some minutes or something like that, and he hardly ever used him afterwards. And this season, we find ourselves depending a great deal on him, especially with Bukayo Saka injured. But any manager that's willing to try and use some of these games as a platform to give youth a chance, that is something that I'd like to see. And credit to Ange for doing that tonight. You can say that he was forced into doing that, but it just goes to show you never know what you can do until you have a gun pointed at your head.
No, that's true. That's true, right? Imagine we did this, right, when we were playing Tamworth, right? Or maybe Elfsborg, right, when we were so boring and dull, right? Bring on the youngsters, some fresh legs, and these youngsters, right, are through and through Tottenham, right? Scarlett, been there since 6. Jai, been there since 9. They understand, right? Maybe, I don't know, right? Maybe now Ange might give them a bit of trust, right? But the other thing is that, of course, guys, we're playing Elfsborg, but it's a good run out for the youngsters, right? To score a goal, right? We are 2-0 up from 2 academy players. That's all. And Bergwijn pulls down the player, and he'll get a yellow card for that. Guys, 87 minute, right? I guess this game, we've wrapped it up. Simple as that.
Yep, you can do that. And as things stand, Elfsborg are going out of the competition along with Braga, who, despite their win over Lazio, will probably not have done enough to stay in the competition. In the top 8 now are Lazio, Athletic Club, United and Spurs, Frankfurt, Lyon, Olympiacos, and Rangers. So probably the strongest teams in this whole section are through to the top 8, and they get a bye. The others, even Ajax, are thereabouts.
Well, Ajax can't make it into the top 8, right?
No.
Oh, that means there could be a scenario where Jens and his in-laws have to face off again. Jens, that we should do a watch along when Ajax plays Spurs in the Europa League, right? That would be a good one. Right, but this is the price we're gonna pay, right? Dragusin gets injured, and VDV will be rushed back, and let's hope that it's going to say no. Oh yeah, we'll have to do a watch along for that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that does happen. And Bergwijn gives the ball to Decky. Decky sometimes can be a bit. I think Decky is being overused, but at least he's played half the game. Offside? Yeah, offside.
I like Kulusevski. I really.
Yeah. No, I like Kulusevski too, but the problem, I think this season has been overplayed in a sense because he really gives his all.
Yes, I agree. I agree completely.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. Look what's happened to Bukayo Saka, for Pete's sake. I told you, despite our divide, we're not too different.
Yeah, I know. We're not too different, but you guys are much better positioned than we are in the league.
Eugene, so I always keep saying you've got to read between the lines. And this is why I say to fans of other clubs who are always quick to chide me for my, condescension towards Arteta, read between the lines. Take a look at. You've really got to understand why everything is being done the way it is and why things aren't being done the way they should be. And start to say, you know what? It's been good so far. We've enjoyed the process, but without trophies, we're just going to be another glorified Wenger-style team that promises so much, but ends up getting nothing. And I'm having a nightmare scenario where if both Aston Villa and Tottenham win trophies this season and we end up with nothing, believe you me, there's going to be hell to pay.
West Ham has really done the thing to us, bro.
I'll be back.
Yeah, man, you can't hear me again, right? Guys, I've been saying, right? Win, lose, or draw, Levy out chance. It doesn't matter. But let's see. Let's see how things go now. Are we going back to be happy clappers again? Or are we going to be, right, still Levy out, right? Win a couple of cup games? I don't know. Bring on the youth impress, you know? And we'll go back to the project. Everyone will be like, ooh, we've forgotten about Levy out, right? Not me. I'll still be Levy out. If I'm there now, I want Levy out chance, even when winning, right? It doesn't matter. Still need to pressure him, right? Ajayi scores, right? Scarlett scores, so we don't need to buy our midfielders. We don't need to go and buy our attackers. We don't need to buy our defenders. Dragonsin is out. Guys, how are we going to do it in the Premier League, right? To be fair in the Cups, yeah, good. Kudos.
Oh, buy a defender. Don't wait too long for Mickey and Romero to be both fully fit. I know Mickey's fit, but Kuti's still out.
Yeah, but the thing is now Dragonsin is out, right?
No, he's not going to be out till the end of the season. He was walking off the pitch. So
Yeah,
after a week or two of rest.
3 games to 4 games. Don't forget, right?
I'd say 2 games because.
Okay, with money, we are
go ahead.
Right? We are playing on Sunday against Brentford. Most probably he'll miss that, right? Wednesday against Liverpool, right? And then Saturday or Sunday against Aston Villa again in the FA Cup. Right. That makes too much sense, Manny. Levy doesn't do that. I know we need a defender. Of course, we do need a defender.
Coming up, roses.
Yeah. All right, full time. 2-2. All right, guys. 3-0.
No.
Offside.
And is that Moore? Yes.
Mikey Moore gets the ball, runs, shoots.
Moore.
And Moore scores. Youngsters. Yeah, big up. You see, when we win by 3 goals, right? And the kids have got it, right? And the thing is, right, when the 3 academy players do that, right, our fan base is going to say, youth project. Guys, don't flip-flop. It's still Levy out. It doesn't matter. The scoreline is 3-0. Kudos to the kids, right? Yeah. No, but Mikey
Exactly.
Moore it, right?
And that's put the cherry on top, I'm afraid. But
yeah.
A great way to end you lot.
Yeah, guys, 3-0, right? But I keep saying, right, the message is still Levy out, right? Before we go, big up to Eva Man says full-time. Jens, big up to you, right? Eva Man and Jens, right? Always the supporter of my watch-alongs, right? While the rest of them have all gone over the big channels, right? Do all the watch-alongs there. And of course, we got Ravi, big up Ravi. Ravi Bakiri is here. All right, guys, Mani, your thoughts on the game?
Am I not entertained? Yes, I am. And that really tough. I enjoyed, obviously, how you put a lot of pressure. I know that as an Arsenal fan, I'm not supposed to say this, but look, I have to sort of make sure that I maintain my decorum and say, I want things to be better for both of our clubs. That doesn't mean in any way that I'm going to do what those idiots did and hope that Spurs beat Manchester City to do us a favor. No. And we fans also are guilty of not wanting more. And I'm just going to say this. In 2006, when Martin Jol was your manager, you were ahead of us in the race for the Champions League, but we pipped you to the post, and that was our final season at Highbury. I believe we won 4-2 against Wigan, and you went to West Ham and lost 2-1. That was, of course, the game where you lot had a bad case of food poisoning. And I remember after that match, we took Mickey out. We came up with a chant. We laughed ourselves to bits when Tottenham got the shits. Lasagna, oh, lasagna, oh. And we even sang I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. That season, we played the Champions League final against Barcelona in Paris. Solskjaer Jeremiah Campbell scored the opening goal even after we had Jens Lehmann sent off. We still lost 2-1. There's a part of me that thinks that had we finished 5th and you would have finished 4th and you would have deserved it, we would have been more motivated to win the Champions League final. But that was the day that St. Tottenham was born, and for many of our fans, it was a case of we don't care if we don't win anything. As long as Spurs falter and finish below us, we're happy. And I'm sorry, but that's a stupid way to think. So the fans also outside demanding more. We can't escape any blame in this at all. And I don't know if Jens might agree with me on that, but I'm sure he would have been happy as a clam as you were when we lost. I think when Juliano Belletti scored that winning goal past Manuel and Almunia, you all would have been very happy, and you had a right to be after we mocked you last. So I say to the fans, forget about rivalries, as heated as they are. The most important thing is to demand better as a club in terms of success and trophies. If you aren't willing to demand better, then hang your heads in shame. The buck also at least partially stops with you. And that is the message that Eugene is giving to the Spurs fans. It's always Levy out, demand better, never be satisfied with anything, and always insist that change is made for the better.
Yeah. And Soham, we won 3-0, Soham. The youngster score. Yeah.
I've seen enough. Play the kids every week. Who is Matthias Tell? We don't need a backup for Dane Scarlett. We don't need anyone else. Yeah, by the way, yeah. It's still me. I'm not Daniel Levy, by the way. Yeah, it's still me.
Yeah, I know Soham, right? I've been saying, right?
That's the only thing I'm just worried about with this performance. I think it'll just give Levy another excuse to not spend money. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Too. Right. We don't need a striker. We got Dane Scarlett coming back, right? Who else? We don't need a midfielder because who? Ajayi is there, right? Yeah. And
Ajayi is a winger, as far as I know. Ajayi is a winger.
We don't need a right winger, right? Because Ajayi is there.
Yeah.
Right? And then, a left winger, we don't need another one because we got Mikey Moore, right? You know. We need more.
We don't need a centre back because we'll just play an extra striker in Dane Scarlett, I guess, from now on.
Yeah, we're going to the back three, right? So, yeah, let's see how it goes. Yep. Your thoughts on the game? I guess we're happy, right?
Extremely happy. This was way beyond what I had expected. Our academy graduates are actually good for a change.
Yeah, against an Elfsborg, right? Let's see them. Let's see if we play them against Brentford and they do that. Then maybe I'll really sit up and take notice. But a win is a win. A goal is a goal, right? That one I'll accept, right? That one is fair on, right? You can't run away from it. All I can say at the moment, right? No matter how, like I said, win, lose or draw, guys, it's still Levy out. That's why today's show is not a watch along. It's a Levy out show, right? Win, lose or draw, right?
Yeah.
I will enjoy, I will celebrate, right, the win, but no matter how, it's still Levy out, right? And before I make a move, so anything you want to add on?
No, nothing really. Yeah, I just came on to see how you guys reacted to the win. That's all.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, right? I'll take the win, but and as always,
I think is this the first time in our at least in our Premier League history that all we have scored more than 2 goals and all of the goals have come from academy graduates.
I don't know. At the moment, I don't.
I think this is the first time. I don't think this has happened before.
That's the first time for us. Everything, right? That's the first time for us for everything. Right, guys. So I'll catch up with you later. Right. Hopefully,
all right.
Let's see you on maybe on Sunday. If I have time, I'll do a watch along too. right? What time
Yeah,
you play on Sunday?
Sunday I won't. Yeah, Sunday I won't be there. I don't think I'll even be watching the game on Sunday. So yeah,
I'll check what time we play. I might do a watch
yeah.
along. Let's see how that goes, guys.
All right.
Right?
All right.
Like I said,
Yeah,
we
pleasure to
lose a
see you,
draw.
Eugene.
We lose a draw.
Levy out.
Levy out.
Levy out.
Levy out.